Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back in again with some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero potential leaks, news, and information here on the channel. We're going to do some speculation as well in regards to Sparking Zero coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, okay? As you guys know, Switch 2 is supposed to be announced literally any day now, honestly. I've heard some speculation that it's going to be within maybe the next week or two. It's supposed to be within the next, like, 3 months. Shout out to the Game Awards. This is an official page, and they stated this, I think, like a week or two ago. They said Nintendo will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch in the next 3 months by March 31st, 2025. So, again, this is in about 3 months from now. There has been a lot of just, like, leaks and speculation that it's going to be, it could be, like, literally next week, right? And I've seen a lot of information come out saying that it's literally just going to be called Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I don't really cover leaks on consoles, but because the Nintendo Switch 2 is something I'm personally really looking forward to, and the fact that all the other Dragon Ball games that have released on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC have gotten ports to Nintendo Switch about a year after the official release, it's inevitable that Sparking Zero will eventually get it as well. So I'm going to go over all the information. This little leak here that I saw from DB Sparking News, shout outs to them. They said someone found Switch credits in the Sparking Zero game files. Do you think this means Sparking Zero is on Switch 2? Now, this doesn't confirm anything at all, okay? As you can see for the ending credits, it shows PS for PlayStation, SW, which is likely Switch, Win, which is Windows, PC, Steam, and this one's interesting. It says X1, most likely being Xbox One. Now, shout outs to Silver here, because they stated this was interesting, and this definitely does make a lot of sense. Pretty sure it's leftovers from development, considering the Xbox sections says X1 meaning Xbox One. It's likely that it's just a leftover of, I don't even know what that is, OOOOR. It's something they left over from Jump Force, considering there are some Jump Force animations in here, which, yeah, I could see that being, a thing or whatever, but this doesn't mean that, we're going to be getting it on Xbox One or any of that, and again, it doesn't mean we're getting it, like, 100% confirmed on Switch, but, again, Sparking Zero on the Switch 2, there's a very high chance that it's going to happen. I would say it's like a 99% chance, because Nintendo's going to want to get in on this shit, right? Again, every single Dragon Ball game that has released in the past, 8 years. Xenoverse 2 got its port in 2017, a year after the release. Dragon Ball FighterZ got its port in 2019, a year after the release. Jump Force, even though that's not a Dragon Ball game, but it's another, high-end, popular, at the time it was, anime game, right? That got a port about a year later. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot also got a port a year later. And Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's very, for the most part, very graphically intensive, okay? They were able to get a game on Unreal Engine, same thing with FighterZ, to get ported to the Nintendo Switch. And even though there are things that they had to optimize and downgrade, whether it be the resolution, being downgraded to 720 to like 1080p or whatever, and they also had to reduce the frame rate from 60 to 30, which, on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it was also 30, unless you got the PS5 and Xbox Series version, right? They increased everything, via the frame rate, the resolution. It's at like 4K and everything, but there's a lot of rumors going around for some of the specs for the Switch, and that's what we're going to be going over on here. But shout out to Mystic Dragon here. This was about 8 months ago, because the Switch 2 was already being rumored and talked about, okay? With Nintendo revealing that the Switch 2 will be announced this fiscal year, do you think Sparking Zero will go on the Switch 2? It would explain why Namco left the Switch out of the pre-orders for the game, right? So yeah, there's a reason why they did not have a port for it, or didn't plan to do a port for the regular Switch, because they were probably already thinking, okay, well, they're gonna make a new one, so we want this game to run as best as we possibly can make it for one of the Nintendo consoles, so we'll just wait for the Switch 2, right? That makes a lot more sense, right? So Nintendo Co. Ltd., the president of Nintendo, Furukawa, stated that we will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March of 2015. We'll be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation, right? But again, in about 3 months, again, literally any day now, they could be announcing what this damn console will be, what it will look like, what the specs are, etc., right? So going forward here, this is all leaks and information that has been posted by sources that I do not follow. I'm not confirming that these are reliable. These are just the rumors that have been going around. But generally, a lot of these rumors all kind of collectively have the same, similar specs for everything. So shout outs to Nintendo God here. Clarification on the Switch 2 power and capabilities. So allegedly, the handheld mode will be above PS4 Pro level. So around that, okay? And then docked mode, which is going to be better, it's going to have like a higher, power and capabilities, will be around the Xbox Series S, okay? Now take what it said with a grain of salt, okay? That's not confirmed, that's just a rumor going around. I've heard anything from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 4 Pro levels. Xbox Series S might be pushing it. I don't know if it's going to be that powerful, but there's been some pretty decent, good, I guess, leaks about this when it comes to the actual, like, how powerful this console is going to be. And even if it's at around like PS4 Pro level, I think it's definitely possible for Sparking Zero to run fine. Okay, I'm not saying 60 FPS, maybe it'll cap at 30 FPS. Obviously, the resolution will have to be lowered. I don't think there's a confirmation that there's going to be 4K on this. I don't think there would be. Maybe in dock mode. Again, we don't know. We'll see. With DLSS, Switch 2 will be able to go even further. This tech is specifically designed to improve graphics, improve resolution, and increase the frame rate. Switch 2 GPU will be the equivalent to Xbox Series SX and PS5. Now that I would not take that seriously. I'm not trying to say I doubt it, but Nintendo, if you guys know the consoles, it's always like a gen behind what the modern current gen is, okay? So it being around the PlayStation 4 to maybe Xbox One level is a lot more realistic for it, okay? Because right now the Switch, regular Switch, I would say that it's more around like, it's basically like the same as what the Wii U had. So it's like PS3 to like Xbox 360 kind of level. So again, they're always like a gen behind, right? Plus more modern tech than what they have. Switch 2 will play all the games Xbox Series SX and PS5 plays. Take that with a grain of salt. If that isn't, true, then Sparking Zero, easy, right? Easy money. Switch 2 versions of Xbox Series XS and PS5 games will have the same performance. And what he means, we'll play all the games on these, doesn't mean like exclusive, obviously. I think they just meant more as what games are, on like PC, Xbox, and PS5, like that release. Like, for example, anime games, they release on basically every console, right? Switch 2 hardware is superior to PS4 hardware in every way. Switch 2 is a current gen hybrid console, nothing less to the end, right? So I want to actually go over some of the visuals, okay? Nintendo Switch 2 new photos. I don't know how legit these are. I think these are coming from a company that literally has all the information and visuals for the Nintendo Switch 2, and this is like a kickstand case thing that they have that they're trying to promote and release, and they just put the information out there, which is hilarious. Like, before it even got an official reveal, these companies, like these like second and third party companies, are coming out and they're like, oh, well, here's what the product looks like. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's crazy. It looks really cool. It looks exactly like a Nintendo Switch OLED, OLED model. But I've heard that the Joy-Cons are like magnetic and they snap on. So that's definitely better, right? I've also heard rumors that it's not going to be OLED. It's just going to go back to a normal LED. If that's the case, that really fucking sucks, because it's like they already did OLED. They have a version of it for the normal Switch, so why the fuck would they do that, right? But it's going to have a bigger kickstand, which I like that, because the normal kickstand is very, very flimsy, weak, and small, okay? And when you lift it, that's where you put the SD card and shit, okay? It's going to be 118 by 273. Switch 2 lighter than the Steam Deck, which that's good. Steam Deck is very hefty. It's a big boy. Larger ZR buttons, which I do like that, because they're very small on the normal Switch. Magnet Joy-Cons making a click sound. 2 Joy-Con back release buttons, which, kind of already had, right? Rumors, leaked photos of Nintendo Switch 2 design. While the images are unverified, one source who has not seen the final Switch 2 console but has been briefed on Nintendo's plans told VGC that the Reddit images match what the company has told the partners to expect from its design. So let's actually check out a couple of these images here. It looks exactly like a Nintendo Switch. Maybe like some very small changes in terms of like I think it's a little bit more curved. Here's some more images here of the Joy-Cons. Yeah, it looks pretty much identical, which, I mean, it's fine. Like, the design is good. Like, I don't see a reason to, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? You know what I'm saying? So again, credits to Nintendo God here. Nintendo Switch 2 specs confirmation. They're saying confirmation, but never take that, seriously, because this is just coming from somebody on Twitter, right? Switch 2 motherboard leak confirms 12 gigabytes of RAM, which, okay, I could see that being reasonable. Newly filed Nintendo patent confirms powerful DLSS tech for Switch 2. Thus, for example, a 540p image can be displayed at 1080p with increased graphical fidelity. Switch 2 performance equals peak. So I've definitely heard some rumors of the Switch 2 using AI to upscale like the images and stuff. Now, I know some people are like, oh no, AI, it's bad, we hate it or whatever. Now, I agree, I don't like AI at all, but when it comes to, like, just increasing the resolution and, like, trying to upscale stuff, I don't think there's a problem with that, okay? I mean, you can comment how you feel about it. It's not, like, it's just all it's doing is just upscaling stuff, okay? A lot of us, people in the Dokkan community, artists and everything, a lot of people will use that, like, for graphics, for example. Like, when I'm using Photoshop, like, I use, like, waifu.jpg or whatever. There's, like, this, I don't know, it's a website everywhere that you can use. It's a public, domain thing that you can use to upscale your images, right? And it's good for, higher quality images that are unfortunately at a low quality. So if that's how they're doing it, I guess that's pretty cool. I'm not really going to get into the debate or the, controversy with AI, but just know AI is not a good thing when it comes to something like this, where it's just like basic upscaling to make stuff look better and clearer. I don't think there should be much of a problem with that. But that's, I'm pretty sure games and consoles and devices that you're using right now all have something like that to upscale some shit at some, point in time whenever one of these devices release, right? But yeah, honestly, it's looking pretty promising. If everything is kind of in the same realm of what people have been, speculating and posting here. Again, don't take this too seriously with what they posted. Again, I don't know where this came from. It could likely be some leftover files from Jump Force, because Jump Force is on all of these consoles. It was on Switch as well. But it's not crazy to believe that Sparking Zero will eventually come to whatever the next Nintendo console is, which should be announced here within the next 3 months. So my prediction is that they'll probably, if it does get announced within the next 3 months, they're probably going to have a release sometime during the fall. That's usually whenever they do a port of one of these Dragon Ball games. Like I said, Xenoverse 2, Kakarot, Fighters, even Jump Force, for example. And Breakers actually released, I think, at the same time, because that game, you know how Breakers is, right? They easily were able to release at the same time. But I know there are going to be people saying, well, if they can release it on the Switch, why can't they release it on PS4 and Xbox and stuff? And I'm not saying they can't. They absolutely could if they wanted to. But the situation is that they were trying to get this game released as soon as possible. We've already talked about how Sparking Zero felt very rushed with some things that they did to meet the same release date as Dragon Ball Daima's first episode. So that's one of the big reasons why they probably decided we're just going to do it on PS5, Steam, and Xbox Series, right? I don't know if they'll do it in the future, but they want to invest in the next Nintendo Switch because a lot of people are going to be buying it, and because it's also a handheld console, people will buy the shit out of it. Okay, I know Nintendo has gotten very good sales on all the other re-releases of the previous Dragon Ball games. So Sparking Zero being literally 3 million copies sold within 2 days, yeah, they're not going to pass this opportunity up. So y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.